What was your OCD kicking in at this point during these years, like prior to 18? I mean, I know you probably weren't officially diagnosed maybe at that point, but were you, if you look back, you're like, yeah, I had OCD kind of during
Yeah.
those years.
Yeah. Because of all that stuff, not just the obsessions of like a hobby. What would be a hobby for someone? I still to this day hate the idea of a hobby.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love something, and then you go off the deep end with it.
Yeah.
You stuck it. You go crazy with it. So I remember playing guitar. My older cousin had played guitar. He was pretty good. And he taught me something. I think it was like the Top Gun song from Top Gun.
Yeah, that's what you mean. The for the girl. Yeah. I can't think of it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
This like the major like riff of this song, but it was like more complicated stuff that I was not ready to do.
Yeah.
But I remember if there was something in a song, I would practice it. I remember sitting at my aunt's house for like 2 or 3 hours. I would go over and over to the point of being unhealthy, like you're beating something in the ground.
Yeah.
You're playing the same like riff over and over
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 hours. You're not even getting better. You're making yourself worse somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that with a lot of things as a teenager that I look back on now like, oh my God, yeah, I was just like caught. It reminds me of that scene in The Aviator with Howard Hughes where he gets caught saying something and he repeats it.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
It's like you're caught in this gear and you can't get out. You just like beat your, and it's this spiral.
Yeah.
Like you fucked it up. You got to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do it better. If you get it right the next time, you got to do it 3 times perfectly.
Yeah.
And all these numbers games I would do as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And it just made the living hell. But I did that with a lot of things: skateboarding, guitar.
Yeah.
Trying to be perfect and making it miserable, and eventually ruining these things that I love. Because, I mean, it became miserable.
Yeah.
Dreadful to do. Like put too much pressure on it. So yeah, now looking back, I see that in every thing that I, guitar, bass, skateboarding, and it followed me into comedy, I think, in a lot of ways. But
yeah, well,
comedy won't allow you to be a perfectionist.
Yeah, true, very true, very true. It keeps you going. Well, for the very little I know about OCD, people seem to develop OCD because kind of everything around them is kind of chaotic, and then they can control these little pockets. Like it's an easy way to control. Like if you play a guitar riff 3 times, you can control. Like it's something that you can control. Do you think that if your dad never left, and that what have you with your school situation, if your life was a little more normalized, you think that you wouldn't have OCD? Was the OCD from this kind of like, my dad's not on the picture, my mom's working all the time, and there's like maybe a sense of guilt because now that you're dropped out of school and and it's like, was the OCD kind of your way of controlling all these other aspects of your life that you were not able to control because you're 16 years old?
I don't know. Maybe, honestly. I don't know if I've been able to get that deep with it. I figured out, I think it was a therapist with me, or maybe you like seeing it from the outside in, because I don't know if it was. But it started pretty early on. Get like that, and then just locked away. Work. Yeah. Something. I've always liked that. And then, maybe comedy's maybe functional because you have to do it in public. There is no perfect in comedy. And I hate that, but I've learned to live with it. Versus these other things, you can sort of, with a guitar, you can lock yourself away.
Yeah. Very true.
Try to search for perfect. Yeah. And make yourself crazy in the meantime. So, I don't know where it all came from. But also, I don't want to blame it on my family because I think both my dad and my mom have 2 different types of OCD. Okay. My dad definitely had a different type of OCD. But I've never, I hesitate to blame it on them. I'm going, why?
Well, there's no blame,
I can't help it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't do that with my alcoholism. I do it with my OCD.